Unscripted.
We've seen this time and time again. Again, it's been confirmed now from Tom Warren and other people in the know that Destiny 2 and a lot of these other games that are being worked on and the patches that are coming for the Xbox Series X are optimized on Xbox Series X, and it's built on the Scarlet XDK because you can tell by pressing, I believe, left bumper, right bumper, start and select on the controller or something along those lines. There might be right bumper, right trigger, left trigger, something like that, and information will come up and tell you which it is. So it says the GDK, which is the Scarlet, and the thing is, these games that are getting patched with the new tools on the Xbox Series X, and they're coming out worse than the PlayStation 5 versions. Again, ignorant to think that the PlayStation 5 versions of games would just suddenly stop getting updates and things like that. Of course they were going to be updated. Of course things would continue to improve no matter which side you're on. A lot of people just kind of wrongly had this thinking in their mind that, at the end of the day, that these GDKs and these XDKs and these kits would just get better and better and better on Xbox's side, and Sony would just leave theirs for the mothballs, and that didn't happen, unsurprisingly. You know what I mean? Like, Sony aren't foolish. They win for a reason. They know what the heck they're doing. And Xbox, on the other hand, I'm not saying that they don't know what they're doing. It's just that what they're doing is kind of strange and just definitely a weird situation. And you just kind of question it. And I find it to be pretty interesting. Microsoft on one hand has kind of been stagnating, and then when you look at Sony, I think they're just doing a fantastic job. Pretty much all around, and you really kind of just enjoy seeing that, what they've been able to accomplish, and bravo to them for being able to do that. With that being said, Xbox fanboys have been extra salty lately and have been calling for games to be parity. Can you believe that? I mean, after all that talk about power, we have the most powerful this, the most powerful that, and now they're begging developers for parity on multi-platform games because they don't want to see the PlayStation 5 version outdo it and be better than that. So to me, it's absolutely ridiculous, but I want to get into it because it's going to be a bit of a rant, but it should be a good time nonetheless. Hopefully you guys are all looking forward to hearing that. It's an exciting time, I tell you that. What's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews. Back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I really do appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel, and it means a lot to me personally. And if you guys wouldn't mind, you can hit the bell so you're notified of all the content. You can also feel free to subscribe if you haven't done so already. And shout out to all the old subscribers, new subscribers, and everybody in between. You are amazing and much appreciated around these parts. Trust me when I say that. There wouldn't be any me or my channel without you guys. So thank you so much for always rocking out with me. It just means the world to me. So like I said, much appreciated. Love you guys. You guys are awesome. Keep it up, as they say. So let's get into this, shall we? So pretty much the exact opposite of what a lot of people said was going to happen in regards to this generation with the Xbox Series X outperforming everything, and it's gonna destroy every PlayStation 5 version. It's absolutely phenomenal. The Xbox Series X is gonna have the best version 100% of the time. It's gonna be great. We've got deltas and alphas and more compute units and this units and that units and math, and I didn't go to school for learning this stuff. I'm just pulling stuff out of my ass, but who knows? It's great. I obviously know what I'm talking about because I've got a lot of fans and stuff. So listen, everybody can be wrong, folks, and at the end of the day, a lot of people ended up being wrong. The Xbox Series X, a fine console, console that it is what it is. It's nothing spectacular. They have nothing spectacular to show it off. Hence the lack of time that I've actually spent, actually playing it. And you know what? It just kind of is what it is. You know, that's their own fault. I kind of get tired of kind of covering that or whatever. But at the same time, you know, the fanboys kind of make it so I want to do this, right? So Xbox fans are begging for this game to not have special features on the PlayStation 5 version. So obviously better resolutions and more importantly better frame rates are hopefully going to be something that developers are going to all prioritize with their games in the coming years thanks to improved hardware on the new console, and we've seen more than a few early examples of that already. It also seems like there's going to be plenty more to follow as well. For instance, the upcoming first-person game Dying 1983 is looking to leverage the PlayStation 5's hardware to similar effect. Speaking in an exclusive interview, the CEO of this company and director of the upcoming title said that Dying 1983 will support ray tracing on PlayStation 5 and will be targeting 4K and 60 frames per second. They're currently also testing a 120 frames per second mode, but there's no guarantee that that's going to make it into the final release. They say we are targeting 4K and ray tracing at 60. Meanwhile, we're testing 120 frames mode, but we can't guarantee it'll make it to the final release. In the interview, they spoke about how the PS5's improved hardware is going to enable developers such as themselves to develop better games and improve performance, to definitely, which is definitely a huge boost. 120 frames per second mode would definitely be a massive plus, and you know that's why obviously a lot of people like myself are hoping that it's going to make it into the final game. But still, 4K 60 with ray tracing sounds absolutely amazing, to say the least. So yeah, we have that to kind of look forward to, and you know, fans regardless are going to be, I think, ecstatic with the things that the what these consoles can do. I mean, the PlayStation 5 has been nothing short of a miracle, doing all this stuff that, you know, so many people said would never do in a million years. And realistically, all you had to do was to kind of listen to what Mark Cerny was saying all along. And he was very honest and upfront about it, and I feel like so many people just kind of blew it off and made fun of him, and that's what, you know, people do these days. You know, they want to make fun of everybody. They want to, you know, kind of make it seem like, you know, something doesn't matter, or that, you know, compute. You know, listen, so many people on this last generation got obsessed with teraflops, right? That had no clue about teraflops. I'm just being quite honest with you. And they let that, they live by the sword, die by the sword, right? So what I mean by that is, what we're seeing is a situation where they were thinking that that was the be all end all. Then we see the fact that, you know, that's not exactly the be all end all, right? Like, we see developers, you know, say it. We've seen Mark Cerny say it. We've seen a lot of people talk about this and say, hey, you know what? It's not the be all end all. It's not the same thing that a lot of people had thought it was before. And so, you know, at the end of the day, I feel like that's something that's very smart on Sony's part, to be able to go out there and have these kind of advantages and stuff like that. And believe me, they are advantages. You know, you can't sit there and discount, you know, the things that they've been able to accomplish, just as, you know, just as people that make consoles and that kind of do this stuff for a living. This is something that obviously a lot of people are going to be talking about for a long time, is, you know, the David versus Goliath type situation, where, you know, Microsoft, this limitless company with all this, you know, kind of clout and all this kind of stuff, and at the end of the day, you know, unlimited money, unlimited pretty much everything, and yet here they are. They're out here, you know, falling behind not only in game creation, but their hardware isn't doing what they promised it would do. You know what I mean? And that's, I think, something that, you know, that a lot of people are going to probably have to kind of deal with at a certain point. You know what I mean? Like, you can't sit there and go, I mean, listen, how pissed off are you going to be at Digital Foundry? Honestly, just hear me out. How mad are you going to be at Digital Foundry, after all, when Digital Foundry weren't the ones that went out there and sort of, you know, that made it this way? They report on it because this is how it is, right? But they're not the ones that went out here and made it this way, right? Like Microsoft were the ones that promised you guys the most powerful console ever and then failed to deliver. So that's, I think, strictly on you guys, and we'll have to see how that works out for you guys at the end of the day, at the end of the generation. But at the same time, you know, I wouldn't expect any huge changes because, like I said, it's not like Microsoft is going to be able to do anything that's going to just overtake what Sony's doing already. Like, Sony made this really well-rounded console, and no matter what they do, you know, we're just going to see that continue to do well. We're going to continue to see it just out there doing its thing, you know what I mean? And I think that's going to be the main difference going into next generation. So, again, we see stark contrast in what these developers are doing, what these console companies are doing, and, you know, other than that, I guess we just have to wait and see. But what do you guys think is going to happen? Are you guys, if you're an Xbox fan, do you want parity? Are you asking developers for parity now? Do you want developers not to add little things like DualSense support and stuff like that? Does DualSense support make you feel bad as a person? Let me know. I would love to know. Sound off, cry, whine, whatever, in the comments or Twitter or whatever platform you want to do it, and let me know how you feel. I would appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Rack 'em up. Game on, my friends. Game on. Crapgamer out.
Unscripted.